I never imagined that something as small and ordinary as a notebook could destroy 12 years of marriage. Not a fight, not another person, not some dramatic accident, but a simple, worn-out brown notebook. Yet here I was, standing in my bedroom, holding the one thing that would change everything. It began on a quiet Thursday morning, the kind where the world feels soft, peaceful, predictable. Daniel, my husband, was rushing more than usual. He seemed distracted, nervous even. A bit too careful with his words. At first, I brushed it off. Everyone has stressful days. But when he hurried out the door, I noticed something lying on the bed. A small leather notebook with creased corners and faded scratches. Daniel never forgot things, especially not something personal. Curiosity pulled me closer. When I picked it up, an unexpected heaviness settled in my chest. It wasn't physical, it was emotional, as if the notebook itself carried a warning. I held it tightly, hesitating. Should I open it? Should I respect his privacy? Or was this my moment to uncover something I had sensed for years, but never dared to confront? My fingers traced the edge of the cover. The leather felt warm, strangely familiar. It smelled like old paper, like memories sealed for too long. I placed it on the table, slowly breathing in, trying to calm the storm already building inside me. But then I noticed something else, my name, written on the first page in faint pencil. Not Elena. Not my wife. Just my name.
Plain. Cold.
Lonely. Something inside me cracked. That was the moment I knew this wasn't just a notebook. This was the beginning of a truth I wasn't prepared for. And yet I opened it. The first page was shockingly empty. No drawings, no lists, no paragraphs, just a date written on the top corner. A date from 12 years ago. The year we got married. My heart tightened. Why would he start a notebook the same year we vowed to spend our lives together? As I flipped to the second page, I felt a strange mixture of fear and curiosity curling in my stomach. The next page contained short lines, fragmented thoughts, scribbles that looked more like secret reminders. Keep it quiet. She doesn't know. Don't repeat the mistake. Who was she? Who made a mistake? And what was he keeping quiet? My hands grew cold. This wasn't a normal journal. It felt like a map of hidden truths, each line leading me deeper into a maze I didn't ask for. When Daniel came home later, he acted normal, too normal. His smile felt forced, his hug stiff. The notebook sat hidden inside my drawer, and all night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I watched him as he cooked dinner, as he talked about his day, as he scrolled through his phone on the couch. Everything felt different. Every gesture suspicious. Every silence too long. Every distraction too heavy. For the first time in our marriage, I looked at him and felt like he was a stranger pretending to be my husband. My doubt turned into fear. Fear of the truth. Fear of losing everything I built. Fear that the man I loved had been living another life, right beside me. I went to bed early, pretending to be tired, but my mind was awake, burning with questions. What was Daniel hiding? And why did it feel like I was about to uncover something that would break me? The next morning, after Daniel left, I opened the notebook again. This time, determined. Afraid, but determined. Halfway through the notebook, something written in red ink caught my attention. A sentence. A single sentence that froze me completely. If she ever finds out, everything is over. My breath stopped. She? Was it me? Some other woman? Someone from his past? Under the sentence, there was an address. Not ours. A place I had never heard of. There were dates too, many dates, some recent, some years old. Every entry felt like a breadcrumb leading to a truth I was never meant to know. Then I found something worse.
A name.
Lily. My hands shook violently. Who was Lily? Why was her name written over and over? Why were their hearts drawn beside some dates? What was he hiding that required a secret notebook? I felt something inside me collapse. 12 years of trust began crumbling like old paper. The walls, the memories, the moments, we had built everything together. Or so I believed. My heartbeat thundered in my ears. I slammed the notebook shut, unable to breathe. Tears blurred my vision as I sat on the bed, gripping the notebook like it was the only thing keeping me from falling apart completely. For a moment, I considered confronting him immediately. But then I remembered his nervous behavior, the lies I ignored, the way he always guarded his phone. Maybe I needed to dig deeper. Maybe this notebook wasn't even the full story. And maybe the real truth was far worse than I imagined. I spent the next 2 days observing Daniel. Quietly, carefully, painfully. Every text he received felt suspicious. Every time he stepped out for a call, my stomach twisted. Every smile he gave me felt fake. The notebook haunted me. Finally, on the third night when he fell asleep, I slipped out of bed and returned to the notebook. This time, searching page by page. That's when I found a hidden paper tucked between 2 pages. A photograph. A photograph of Daniel holding a little girl. A little girl who looked almost 5. A little girl with his eyes. A little girl I had never met. My entire body went numb. The back of the photo had a note. Lily, age 4. My biggest mistake and my biggest responsibility. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't move. I couldn't think. Was Lily his daughter? Had he fathered a child behind my back? And hidden it for 4 years? I felt the world spin. The betrayal was not just emotional. It was physical, undeniable, irreversible. Everything suddenly connected. The dates, the secrecy, the nervous behavior. But something still felt strange. If she was his daughter, why write mistake? Why hide her? Why fear losing everything? Unless Lily's existence wasn't what it looked like. Something deeper was buried here. Something darker. When Daniel woke up the next morning, I couldn't pretend anymore. My eyes were swollen from crying, and my hands wouldn't stop shaking. He sensed it immediately. Elena, what's wrong? I didn't speak. I placed the notebook on the table between us. For the first time, his face turned pale, truly pale.
His jaw tightened.
His hands trembled. You weren't supposed to see that, he whispered. I felt anger rise like fire. Lily? A hidden daughter? Lies for 4 years? 12 years of pretending. He closed his eyes, breathing heavily. It's not what you think. I laughed. Broken. Painful laughter. Then explain it. Explain the notebook, the words, the photo. Explain everything. He sat down slowly, defeated.
Elena, I didn't cheat on you.
I froze. She's not my daughter. She's my sister's child. I stared at him, confused. My sister, she had problems. Real problems. Lily was not safe with her. So I took responsibility. Secretly. Without involving anyone. Without dragging you into a mess you didn't deserve. I was speechless. So you lied? I hid it, he said quietly. Because I didn't want you to think less of me. Or leave me. Or be pulled into chaos. My anger softened into disbelief. Why write mistake then? He swallowed hard. I meant my sister's mistakes, not Lily. Never Lily. For the first time, I saw truth in his eyes. But the pain, the betrayal, the hiding, was that forgivable? Daniel hesitated before continuing. Elena, there's more. My heart tightened again. My sister didn't just have problems. She was dangerous. Unpredictable. I spent years protecting Lily from situations no child should ever experience. His voice cracked. She made threats. She demanded money. She said she would hurt Lily if I told anyone. Why not tell me? I whispered. Because I was scared. Scared she would drag you into it. Scared she would come after you. Scared I would lose both of you. A deep, heavy silence filled the room. As suddenly, everything felt different. This wasn't a cheating story. This wasn't a secret affair. This was fear.
Burden.
responsibility, trauma he carried alone. And yet, the pain of being kept in the dark still cut deeply. Daniel, you should have trusted me, I said softly. I know, he whispered, and that's my biggest regret. For the first time, tears fell from his eyes. 12 years of secrets. 12 years of fear. 12 years of him fighting alone. The truth hurt, but it also healed something. I stood by the window for a long moment, trying to calm the storm inside me. The truth had broken me, but it had also opened a new door. Daniel approached slowly. Elena, whatever you decide, I'll respect it. I looked at him, really looked at him. The man who hid things. The man who tried to protect me. The man who failed. But also the man who fought alone for a child who wasn't even his. I took a deep breath. I'm hurt, I said. I need time to heal. But I don't want to walk away. His shoulders loosened, relief flooding his eyes. We're going to fix this, I continued.
Together.
No more secrets. Ever. He nodded, tears falling freely. And for the first time, in a long time, we hugged like two people who survived a storm. Later, I opened the notebook again, this time without fear. Inside, I added my own sentence on the last page. From now on, the truth will be our only story. And that was the day I learned. Sometimes the truth breaks you, but sometimes it saves you.